If you're over 60, there's a silent factor in your diet that few people talk about: cheese. Yes, cheese, that creamy, comforting staple found in sandwiches, snacks, and dinners across the world. But here's the truth. Most don't realize as we age, not all cheeses are created equal. Some varieties, especially the heavily processed, high-sodium types, may quietly strain your body. I've seen it in my patients' rising blood pressure, stiffened arteries, weakened immune response, and in many cases, they never suspected that their favorite cheese could be part of the problem. Why? Because aging changes how we digest and process nutrients. What once nourished us effortlessly can now tax our system. But there's good news. Not all cheese is harmful. In fact, some can support brain health, bone density, and even reduce inflammation. According to a study published in the European Journal of Nutrition, certain traditional, naturally fermented cheeses are easier to digest and promote better vascular function. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 specific types of cheese that seniors can enjoy: choices that are rich in nutrients, low in sodium, and aligned with the needs of an aging body. Before your next bite, take a moment to learn which cheeses protect your health, not sabotage it. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. And if you enjoy this video, comment one below. If not, type null. Your feedback matters. 3 types of cheese that people over 60 should completely avoid. 1. Blue cheese, a gourmet threat to the aging heart. It may surprise you, but one of the most elegant cheeses on your plate could be among the most dangerous for your heart, especially after 60. Blue cheese, known for its sharp taste and gourmet appeal. It's often seen on high-end platters or sprinkled atop fancy salads, but behind that cultured flavor lies a quiet risk, one that aging bodies may no longer be prepared to handle. What gives blue cheese its signature marbled appearance are blue-green veins of penicillium mold, the same mold that produces compounds like tyramine and histamine. In younger individuals, these compounds are broken down without much issue. But in older adults, the enzymes responsible for metabolizing them slow down with age, leading to poor clearance and elevated sensitivity. The result: sudden spikes in blood pressure, rapid or irregular heartbeats, dizziness, headaches that feel unprovoked. For many seniors, these symptoms seem random until you trace them back to a single serving of blue cheese. And the risks don't end there. Many blue cheeses are made with raw or unpasteurized milk and aged for long periods, creating a prime environment for Listeria monocytogenes, a bacteria that can be devastating for seniors. For someone in their 32nd, the immune system may neutralize it, but for those over 60, especially with pre-existing conditions, this pathogen can lead to listeriosis, a serious infection that can escalate to sepsis or even meningitis. There's also the matter of salt. Just 1 ounce of blue cheese can contain over 400 milligrams of sodium, a dangerous load for anyone managing high blood pressure or cardiovascular disease. Combine that with its high saturated fat content, and you're looking at a food that slowly stiffens arteries, raises LDL cholesterol, and silently increases your risk of stroke. Yes, it's rich. Yes, it's flavorful. But in your 62nd and beyond, The true cost of blue cheese may be far greater than the pleasure it brings. What seems like a refined indulgence may, in fact, be undermining your health from the inside out. But if you think aged cheese is your only concern, I think again, because next we'll uncover a far more deceptive danger, a soft, creamy spread hiding in plain sight, quietly sabotaging your metabolism every time you reach for it. 2. Processed cheese spreads, the hidden danger masquerading as comfort. They're creamy, convenient, and familiar. Processed cheese spreads have found their way into kitchens and hearts for decades, melting easily into casseroles, spreading softly over toast, and offering a nostalgic reminder of simpler times. For many older adults, they're more than food. They're a memory. But after Triz, comfort must never come at the cost of silent harm, because beneath that smooth texture lies a concoction that your aging body may no longer be able to tolerate. Unlike natural cheese, which is fermented, aged, and made with whole ingredients, processed cheese spreads are manufactured. They're formed from leftover dairy byproducts, artificial stabilizers, emulsifiers, preservatives, and synthetic colorants. These aren't foods designed for nourishment. They're products created for convenience and shelf life. And while they may seem harmless, your body tells a different story, especially with age. As kidney function naturally declines and metabolic processes slow, the additives in these spreads become more difficult to eliminate. One of the most concerning ingredients, sodium phosphate, often added to enhance texture and preserve color, but in aging kidneys, phosphate levels can accumulate, quietly disrupting calcium-phosphorus balance. Over time, this imbalance leads to weakened bones, vascular calcification, and increased risk of stroke and heart attack, not from activity, but from what's sitting in your fridge. And it doesn't stop there. Many of these spreads are rich in saturated fats and, in some cases, even contain trace amounts of trans fats, the very compounds the FDA has pushed to eliminate due to their link to elevated LDL cholesterol, lowered HDL, and chronic inflammation. For seniors managing high blood pressure, cholesterol, or cardiovascular disease, these spreads are far from benign. Each serving contributes to arterial stiffness, slower circulation, and long-term metabolic strain. And perhaps most deceptive of all, they offer almost no nutritional value. Minimal calcium, barely any protein, and none of the beneficial bacteria found in naturally fermented cheeses. The effects build slowly. Slight fatigue, subtle blood pressure changes, fog de memory, or lab results that creep upward. Creatinine, triglycerides, phosphate without a clear source. These spreads don't feel dangerous. They feel easy, familiar, safe. But the ease they offer comes with a silent cost. You've earned the wisdom that comes with time. You deserve food that works with your body, not against it. Foods that nourish your bones, protect your arteries, and support your brain. Processed cheese spreads combine everything we now know to avoid high sodium, unhealthy fats, chemical additives, and no redeeming nutrition. They're not made to fuel your body. They're made to survive on a shelf. And while their taste may bring back fond memories, they offer little to support your future strength. But if you think the worst offenders are obvious, think again. Because next, We'll look at a cheese that wears a mask of elegance, soft, smooth, and deceptively light, yet may be quietly working against your heart. Let's talk about cream cheese. 3. Cream cheese, the soft threat that goes unnoticed. It's small, it's familiar, and it rarely raises concern. Cream cheese, tucked neatly beside the butter and jam, it finds its way onto morning bagels, blended into dips, or folded into favorite holiday dishes. Its texture is smooth, its taste comforting, and for many, it feels too gentle to be harmful. But after treads, what feels harmless often deserves a second look. Unlike stronger, more pungent cheeses that command attention, cream cheese slips by unnoticed. No bold aroma, no dramatic mold, just a soft, subtle indulgence, one that quietly contributes to a wide range of health concerns over time. First, let's talk nutrition. Cream cheese is low in protein, low in calcium, and nearly void of beneficial probiotics, but it is high in saturated fat, the very kind that, as metabolism slows with age, tends to accumulate around the abdomen. This isn't just cosmetic. Visceral fat, the fat that wraps around internal organs, is closely linked to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and chronic inflammation. You may not feel it after one bite, but with regular consumption, the impact becomes clear. Fatigue that lingers, joint stiffness, slower recovery, and for many, blood work that begins to shift in the wrong direction. Then there's the issue of added sugar. Many flavored varieties of cream cheese, those with honey, fruit, or nut blends, sneak in grams of sugar that can disrupt insulin levels. For older adults managing prediabetes or blood sugar imbalances, this can be the tipping point toward greater metabolic dysfunction. The result: brain fog, energy crashes, weight gain that seems to come out of nowhere. But perhaps the most underappreciated risk is bacterial. Cream cheese, due to its soft, moist nature, creates an ideal environment for Listeria monocytogenes, especially when improperly stored or left out too long. And while younger immune systems may handle minor exposure, seniors, particularly those with chronic illness, face a far greater danger. Listeriosis in older adults can lead to confusion, sepsis, and neurological complications, often starting with vague symptoms like fatigue or mild discomfort. So while that morning spread may feel innocent for an aging body, cream cheese can quietly lead to elevated cholesterol, erratic blood sugar, and exposure to bacterial risk. It doesn't announce itself, but it accumulates, and over months or years, its impact becomes real. Does that mean all cheese should be avoided? Absolutely not. There are cheeses that don't just avoid harm, they offer real support. High in calcium and protein, low in sodium, rich in probiotics, these varieties align with the needs of a heart that's worked hard for decades. Up next, we'll explore 3 specific types of cheese that every adult over 60 should consider adding to their routine, flavorful, functional, and far more forgiving to your heart. Your gut and your health. Stay with me. 3 types of cheese people over 60 should eat. 1. Goat cheese, gentle nourishment for the aging body. It may not stand out on supermarket shelves. It doesn't come in flashy packaging or bold colors. But for those of us over 60, goat cheese offers something far more important than appearance. It offers quiet, powerful support for an aging body. Unlike traditional cow's milk cheese, goat cheese contains a different form of casein protein and is significantly lower in lactose. This makes it easier to digest, especially for seniors who find that dairy, once well tolerated, now causes bloating, fatigue, or discomfort. Goat cheese allows you to enjoy the taste and texture of cheese without placing unnecessary strain on your gut. But the benefits don't stop with digestion. Goat cheese is rich in short and medium-chain fatty acids, healthy fats that your body can convert to energy more efficiently than the long-chain fats found in other cheeses. Instead of contributing to stubborn abdominal fat, these fats provide sustained fuel, helping you feel satisfied without promoting weight gain, a key advantage as metabolism naturally slows with age. It's also a powerful ally for your immune system. Packed with zinc, selenium, and calcium, as well as live probiotics, goat cheese helps maintain a balanced gut microbiome. And that matters because gut health is directly linked to immunity, inflammation control, and even mood stability. For older adults, supporting the gut isn't just about digestion. It's about reducing infection risk, improving nutrient absorption, and enhancing overall resilience. Even its fat profile is beneficial. Goat cheese contains conjugated linoleic acid CLA, omega-3 fatty acids, and bioavailable vitamin A nutrients that contribute to cognitive clarity, visual health, and hormonal balance. And perhaps most importantly, goat cheese is real food, free from artificial emulsifiers, stabilizers, or unnecessary additives. It's often made in small batches using traditional methods. What you see is what you get: a natural, nourishing option that works with your body, not against it, whether spread on wholesome bread or crumbled onto vegetables. Goat cheese is a versatile way to add flavor and function to your diet. But it's not the only cheese with benefits for seniors. Up next, we'll explore a traditional European cheese, time-tested, naturally aged, and deeply supportive of heart, bone, and immune health. Let's take a closer look. 2. Swiss cheese, a quiet guardian for heart, bones, and brain. It doesn't seek attention. It doesn't shout for the spotlight. But Swiss cheese may be one of the most underrated allies for those of us entering our 62nd and beyond. Known for its signature holes and mild, nutty flavor, Swiss cheese brings more than taste to the table. It brings balance. Unlike many popular cheeses, Swiss is naturally low in sodium, containing just around 54 milligrams per ounce. For seniors managing blood pressure or cardiovascular conditions, that's a significant advantage. While other cheeses may unknowingly push daily salt intake past safe limits, Swiss cheese allows you to enjoy dairy without compromising your heart. But the benefits go deeper than sodium. Swiss cheese is one of the few dairy sources rich in vitamin K2, a critical nutrient that helps direct calcium to the bones, where it belongs, and away from the arteries, where it can harden and cause damage in later life. This process becomes especially important K2 acts as a kind of internal traffic controller, strengthening your skeletal system while also safeguarding your vascular health. It also delivers meaningful amounts of calcium, protein, and vitamin B12, nutrients essential for maintaining mobility, muscle strength, and mental clarity in older age. They support nerve function, energy metabolism, and help protect against cognitive decline, quietly reinforcing your quality of life. Swiss cheese is also naturally low in lactose, making it easier to tolerate for those who develop dairy sensitivities later in life. Its traditional fermentation process introduces beneficial bacteria, particularly Propionibacterium freudenreichii, which produce anti-inflammatory compounds that may help ease joint discomfort and support immune balance. All of these benefits come without artificial additives, excessive processing, or hidden fillers. Swiss cheese is what real food looks like aged, unpretentious, and tailored to support the body through the later stages of life. Whether sliced into a sandwich, melted over vegetables, or enjoyed on its own, Swiss cheese offers dependable support for your heart, your bones, and your brain. But while Swiss is the quiet protector, our next cheese brings something more vibrant, crumbly, flavorful, and packed with compounds that ease digestion and strengthen from within. Let's take a closer look. 3. Feta cheese, crumbled simplicity that strengthens from within. It may not take center stage on the plate, but for adults over 60, feta cheese brings quiet power where it matters most. Traditionally made from sheep's milk, or a blend of sheep and goat, feta offers more than tangy flavor. It offers nutritional support uniquely suited to the aging body. What sets feta apart is its digestibility, compared to cow's milk cheeses. And feta contains lower levels of lactose and a gentler form of casein protein, making it easier on the digestive system. For seniors who experience bloating, discomfort, or intolerance with other dairy, feta provides a lighter, more forgiving alternative. But beyond comfort, feta delivers real nourishment. It's a valuable source of calcium, which protects bone density. It contains high-quality protein to preserve muscle mass, and vitamin B12, essential for nerve health and cognitive clarity. For those navigating joint stiffness, balance challenges, or memory lapses, these nutrients are not optional, they are foundational. Even more quietly powerful is feta's impact on gut health. Because it's a naturally fermented cheese, feta contains live probiotic cultures, beneficial bacteria that help maintain the microbiome. This gut ecosystem plays a crucial role in immune defense, inflammation regulation, and even emotional well-being. For older adults, particularly those recovering from illness or managing medications, a balanced microbiome supports resilience from the inside out. Worried about salt? While feta is brined and naturally salty, it's highly concentrated, meaning a small amount delivers big flavor, and if sodium is a concern, a simple rinse under water before serving can reduce salt content significantly. Without sacrificing taste, feta doesn't need to dominate the meal. Crumbled into salads, folded into omelets, or added to roasted vegetables, it enhances without overwhelming a small addition with a lasting impact. It's a cheese that respects your body's needs while still honoring your taste for good food. And while these three cheeses, goat, Swiss, and feta, can support your health with every bite, not all cheeses are created equal. In fact, some varieties may be doing more harm than good. Up next, we'll revisit the 3 types of cheese seniors should avoid, the ones that silently increase risk, strain the heart, and slowly undermine the progress you've worked so hard to make. Stay with me. More than taste, choosing cheese as a path to longevity and grace. Aging isn't simply about time passing. It's about becoming wiser, more intentional, and more in tune with what truly supports the life you've worked so hard to build. At this stage, even small choices, like the cheese on your toast or the spread in your sandwich, begin to matter more than we once realized. Cheese is more than a food. For many of us, it's a connection to memory, the warmth of a childhood snack, the richness of a shared meal, the comfort of routine. But as we move through our 60-second, 70-second, and beyond, comfort must be matched with awareness, because the body you live in now speaks a new language, one that asks for gentler support, less sodium, fewer inflammatory triggers, more nutrients that heal, not harm. What was once an innocent indulgence, a processed cheese spread, a salty aged wedge, a sweetened cream topping, may now quietly burden your system. And the consequences often show up slowly: elevated cholesterol, stiff joints, foggy thinking, a fatigue that never seems to go away. This isn't fear, it's physiology. Your body has carried you through decades of experience. Now, it deserves care that matches its needs. Not deprivation, not restriction, just wiser choices rooted in respect. Because in this chapter of life, food is no longer just about satiety. It's about fuel, and every bite becomes an opportunity to support your heart, to sharpen your mind, to stabilize your energy, to protect the independence you value most. That's why understanding which cheeses to avoid and which to embrace is more than a dietary tip. It's a daily act of protection, an act of love. It means swapping a heavily processed product for a clean, aged cheese made with simple ingredients. It means choosing real food rich in probiotics, calcium, and brain-friendly nutrients over shelf-stable spreads filled with preservatives and hidden sugars. These aren't radical changes. They're subtle shifts. A slice of Swiss instead of a sodium-laden snack, a bit of goat cheese in place of heavy cream, a crumble of feta instead of something that weighs you down. Each of these choices compounds over time. They build strength. They support clarity. They help you show up each day with steadiness, confidence, and presence. And remember, this isn't just about your body. It's about your legacy. Your family still looks to you not just for guidance, but for presence. Your stories, your wisdom, your laughter. The better you care for yourself, the longer you get to share those gifts. So if you've been unsure about which cheeses support your health and which quietly work against it, now is your moment to take control. You don't have to give up joy. You just have to choose it more deliberately. Let each meal reflect what you've earned over a lifetime: resilience, clarity, and grace. If today's message resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a 1-inch. The comments if you're walking away with something helpful, or a 0 if you're still reflecting. Either way, your feedback matters. Thank you for watching. And here's to aging not just with strength, but with purpose, peace, and pride